I'm audio. That's who I am. And this is the H scene phase. Okay? You've been wanting this anime porn for so long. You've been just waiting. You played through that tutorial phase with your pants unzipped, and you're like, my god, what am I supposed to do? This is supposed to be an eroge. That's what you're like. Well, you need to wait. Because if you weren't patient, you're pissed off right now. But it's okay. Because we're going to go visit Kunagi. And I won't visit Kunagi again for a while because Sane gives me money. And unfortunately, I'm going to pick a reward right now. You know, the first time I played, I picked Kunagi. I didn't just pick Sane for the money. But on alternate playthroughs, I did because I was going for the bonuses. This is obviously the room that, you know, they have sex in, and it's the basic room for all that kind of stuff. When you go to these phases, scratch that, every heroine has a unique room. So, there you go. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, every heroine has a unique room. Kunagi's is one of my favorites, I guess. I don't know. When I look at a room and I'm like, hey, how much would I like that room? I'm thinking, how much would I like to live in that room for 16 hours a day on the internet? That's what I'm doing. But yeah, they're talking about Kunagi's body, obviously. She's kind of afflicted. They said it was her B ability that made her a wolf. That's not true. Roga, I don't think, knows that, though. And no one tells him different until the end of the game. Again, the end of the game. But this is fine. Yeah. Lali Kunagi is in all of the H scenes except, like, one, I think. Yeah. All of them except one. Adult Kunagi is in one scene. And it's okay. I think I mentioned it, and yeah, I did. Anyway, all of the H scenes are voice acted, as I'll state again. And obviously it's different voice actors, or they're very good at changing their voice. So yeah. See, Kunagi, women think, you know, they're just like, I gotta have big breasts or I'm not hot. If only they knew. If only they knew. Most men don't really care about that. I'm pretty sure I'm a man and I don't care about that very much. But I don't see eye to eye with the masses very often, so that could just be an issue on its own. Yeah. So this H scene, it's not happening yet. It's not happening yet. It's still talking, which is good. And actually, the first time you talk to any heroine, it's all pre-done, you know. And Future goes at it. You get to choose like what you're doing with them, basically. You know, I guess I'll start skipping it now because, you know, what? Isn't Kunagi cute though? So cute. Yeah, but it's all done on its own on the first playthrough. Well, the first talk through with the character. It's all scripted. You don't get to pick a position. You don't get to pick an action. It's all done for you. That is all. This girl is not important. I know she looks important and everything, but don't even worry about her. You will hardly ever see her, and she's not a unit. She's your jailer. I like the way she looks. I think she has a cool design, but you never see her, really. I mean, except for when you go to the jail. If you have no prisoners, you don't see her. A nice change from that fat pervert who was the prison watcher in Sengoku Rans. See how I did that? I was going to say prisoner, but I changed it to prison watcher. That's professional speaking. Oh, again with the eggplant head. Fantastic. But she apparently owed Go, so that's why she's doing this. Actually, she's not involved in anything except the jail, but on one occasion that I can recall. If you recruit Akito later in the game, she's involved in a scene with him. It's not, it's not an H scene or anything. It's just a random scene, and she's just there. It's random, But, yeah. So we're actually going to be able to maybe interact in the district section of the game in this part, I think. When it introduces the other schools, that's going to be another dialogue-heavy portion of my uploads. So I don't want to make a guarantee in case it introduces the other schools immediately upon this scene ending, which I think it does. So there's that. But with the prisoners in this game, you do the same, not the same stuff that you did in Sengoku Rants, but a lot of the same options are there. You can release them. In this game, you're given money for releasing them, and that's what I'll do the vast majority of the time. You can interrogate them, usually always a bad idea. There are a few exceptions that I'll go over, and, well, later when they come up. And you can try to recruit them. Random generics have a it seems to me, a random, recruit number. Like, you have to, god damn it, I have to click this. That plays at the beginning of every turn, so you know. And now I know that I have to click through it. But a lot of, prisoners you can say recruit, and sometimes it'll work immediately. Other times it'll be like, oh, try 10 more times and I'll join you. So I don't really know what decides that. Unless they're a named character, then it's specific and it's unchanging. You can see here that I have the button I took from Akito. You can give that to whoever you want. I don't know. I'll give it to Roga for now. There we go. You get a lot of different buttons, and they all have different abilities. This one's the most general, I would say. And you'll notice that it says plus normal and plus mech, which means that I'll be going over those very shortly here. The abilities or the types. This is the map. Sensoji, that's the other school, and yeah, that's the other school, I think. Or wait, what? Yeah, it is. There we go. Shit. There isn't really much to do here. I mean, obviously, if there was something important, it'd be highlighted with a star. So I'll go on a date with Sane. It gives her some experience, and it's very generic. The two of them enjoyed their date. Hibiki-Sane has gained 36 experience. Cool. That's all that it is. There's no... I mean, there are dates later on in the game that have things happening. That there's a story element to it. But obviously I'm talking to Senna because she's my newest unit, and you guys want to know more about her, I'm sure. So that's what's up. And well, yeah, I mean, she's a student from a different place, so Roga assumes that she was being bullied or something. But she still wears the other students' clothing, from her original school. That's probably not a good idea for her, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, you can't get her as a heroine until the next phase of the game, and because I'm going in Kunagi's route, I'll have her as a H-scene option for one turn. You don't take it, you don't get it. It doesn't matter either way. I don't know. I probably will, just so you guys can see some additional dialogue. Because I mean, they repeat. The H scenes start to repeat. Obviously, you go and you sleep with Kunagi 60 times in one playthrough. That's not possible. But if you were to do that, you'd see the same exact thing 80% of the time. Don't math that out for me. It's gonna be wrong. Just let it be. And I forget that I have to click on these things. Oh, this. When you speak to someone in a conversation phase, it gives you these options afterward. I'll explain them all when I have the ability to get them. They cost money. So, well, BP, which I have 0 of right now. So you don't have to worry about it. I'll go over it later. So yeah. Here you can't deploy. In this first phase, in the first turn of the district phase, you can't deploy outside of your own territory for the simple fact that you have no money. It costs 10 battle, or B, whatever. I was gonna say battle points. 10 BP to attack or defend. So if you have no money, you can't do either, and that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. I'll explain that a little bit later, but in this first territory, you can put whoever you want. You're not going to get attacked right away. I'm placing people here who I'll keep here throughout the majority of this phase. It's on defense. You know, you'll get attacked in Tokyo occasionally, and the people that I leave here are mostly not good fighters, and that's why I leave them here. Senna is different in that I don't want her leveling up with my main people, because I'm not going to have her for the whole playthrough. So that's how that goes. And then the other people go here, and oh boy, Sensoji, you know, you can tell by looking at them, they're pretty uniform, they're good to go. They're uniform and they're wearing uniforms. They're well led, and I wouldn't say they're harder than the other school that we haven't been introduced to yet. They're about equal in difficulty. That's their leader. You can recruit him only if you enter Senna's route. So I won't be recruiting him, obviously. I will be recruiting his sister, though. I said I'd go over that here, so I guess that I can. I'll be recruiting Sanzo's sister, Kangamaru Aya, I think her name is, and I will be recruiting Hata Daigo. That guy. Yeah, he's fucking awesome if you played this game. You like him. I'll be recruiting Hitani Mario. I'll be recruiting Itagawa Ren. I won't be recruiting Kyoko or her daughter Yuna. There we go. I think that's all of them. As far as Sanzo's two subordinate guys, I forgot their names. The guy with the bird and the guy who likes flowers. I won't be recruiting them unless it's really opportune, because I don't, you know, they're not important. And the fat biker, I won't be recruiting him either because I hate him. So that's everything. Those are all the people I'll be recruiting in this phase. And if you don't know who they are, you'll learn. They're all good. They're all very good at different things. And you'll want to pick up as many people in this phase of the game as you can. So, yeah. But again, more about them when we see them. If you don't know who they are, don't worry about it. You'll meet them. As far as Sanzo goes, I won't even be fighting him in combat, folks. He's a short-range unit. He's got a lot of health. He's not really strong. He has one of the most badass dodge animations in the whole fucking game. I'm not gonna even, you know, I gotta get that out there now. It's awesome. And really, that's all. Aya, his sister, is a little different. She's a mid-range fighter, not a very good one. I've leveled her up quite a bit, and she's always very average. I can never make her really good, but she has an ability that helps with income. I think it's income, maybe law. But she's really good at the secondary stuff. She's like Go, you know? She's good at keeping order and making you money. So, well, Sanzo is good at those things as well, but he's also a good fighter. And I is better at those secondary things than he is. So, that's how that goes. And she's kind of unique to obtain. I'll explain it a little later. Not hard, not difficult to obtain, just unique. Yeah. Well, not her boyfriend, but Hata Daigo on the other hand. Oh. I played this game so many times before I got that stupid motherfucker, because I didn't... I'll talk about it later. It just caused me a lot of problems. And unfortunately, Aya is attached to that problem. So, yeah. But, these guys have their shit together, and this school, you know, I wouldn't mind being a part of it. It's like, they're pretty serious, they got stuff going on, but it's so well, you know, it's a formal school, it's good to go. It's not like Akito's school was, my god, and it's not like Itagawa's school, which you'll see probably right after this. Unfortunately, because I wanted to get beyond the dialogue, you know. and do some stuff, but more dialogue. So, that's how that goes. Oh, and these Pep Squad guys are like the executives from Seijo. They're not generic units, you know, those faceless boys are the generic units. These guys are like the executives. They're strong. They're short-range fighters. You'll see them in combat. So, don't worry about that. The other school uses bikers, and they're by far easier to kill. I'll go over why later on. Yeah, that's really all I can explain right now until I'm in a situation that shows off certain things. But as far as Aya goes, my opinions on her, she's okay. Her attitude is okay. The way she looks is okay. I feel the same way about Sanzo. They're both okay, you know? I don't think either of them are particularly cool. I don't feel like I'm missing something when I don't recruit either of them. And they keep hinting at the President Ginjo. She's the leader of the PGG. I mean, they talk about her a lot, but I don't really know why. She's no more relevant than the leaders of any other group at this stage in the game. But we'll see the president from the PGG later on. Probably not the kind of person you're expecting a president to be, unless you're thinking about Clinton. Yeah. Hey, that works. That was pretty good. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I like the president from the PGG a lot. I'll talk more about her when we have anything to do with the PGG. Instead of being totally irrelevant. Yeah. Oh, actually, I guess I should say this too. If you pick Kunagi's route, Sanzo dies. If you pick Senna's route, Ren, the leader of the other school, dies. So you kind of pick them with the route as well. Though, if you recruit Hata Daigo, a guy I'm talking about that you haven't met yet, you still can't recruit Sanzo. Yeah. So that's how that goes. That's also from the wiki. I haven't tried to do it myself. Yeah. That's really all. And, you know, they know about Roga as well. It's kind of hard not to at this point because Akito didn't do shit, and Roga's like, hey, I'm going to do shit. We're going to get stuff done. And people know about him. They don't really care about him. They just know who he is. And this faction and the other faction are fighting each other. You're the third party. They'll both go after you. It's not like you can just kind of, oh, this one's losing, let me go after them. No. They're going to attack you, and you're going to attack them. It's really a clusterfuck of shit, and you can slip up really easily in this phase of the game and auto-lose. I think I did that twice or something. I don't know. But, these bikers belong to Itagawa, and that faction isn't here originally, but it's, you know, becoming existent now. And this is Ren. I like his character design. He's cool to me. Looks a lot like Vash the Stampede, and, you know, I didn't even watch Trigun. I haven't even watched that anime. He just looks that way to me. Now he looks that way to you too, if you know what I'm talking about. But Ren's a cool unit. He's a much better unit than Sanzo and Aya. Either of them. Probably combined he's better than them. He's just a difficult character to hold on to. I haven't explained loyalty yet, but his loyalty is really low, which is a problem. His character checks don't really help improve his loyalty right away, and it takes a long time. And there are several events that can happen in-game that just make him auto-die. Like, well, I'll explain those when we get the woman who's responsible. When we meet her, I'll explain why the situation is like it is. So, yeah. But when I said the bikers were easier than the Pep members, the Pep Squad members from the other school, I meant that the bikers have less health. You can usually one-shot them.
I will be. So, that's how that goes. But Itaga was breaking free of the other group, and I don't think they have more territory. I think that they have just 2. But I'll explain that stuff when we're on the map again. So you know. And Ren wants to conquer Japan too, which is weird. They didn't really explain why he wants to do that either. So I'll see you guys in the next part.